Alright, looks like I'm recording. Cool. Alright, on the bench tonight, we have a a 1502 13-inch MacBook Pro Retina. I think this is the 2014 version. The problem is the trackpad is not working anymore, and the trackpad's not working, and the keyboard, as you can probably be able to see, is been liquid damaged. So the return key takes a second or two to return back to normal, or back all the way upright. So push it. Takes a second to come back up. A few of the keys feel crunchy. Now we could replace the keyboard, just the keyboard on this, but the trackpad is also bad. I guess maybe, yeah, I think the trackpad does not click. I mean, it clicks here. It makes the clicking sound. I don't know if you can hear that. But it doesn't actually register on the screen. You know what? I'm going to check the track. I'm going to turn it on real quick and check the trackpad just to make sure. Not sure if it's the battery too. We'll turn it on. There's our deploy our safety device. In case it turns on, we don't want people seeing our customers' information. Get an Apple logo. Oh, the battery's dead. Wonderful. Alright, well, go ahead and plug it into the power supply then. There we go. There's our chime. Little Apple logo. I just want to make sure the trackpad doesn't actually work. I think the chief complaint was that the trackpad wasn't, when you click the trackpad, it wasn't working. The keyboard doesn't work. We could just replace the keyboard, but we opted to get a new top case. So what I'm going to do is take the screen off this, take the logic board out and the speakers, and replace them. So yeah, the trackpad is not responsive at all. So yeah. Could plug my USB mouse in real quick and see if so it works. Hey, what are you doing now? Doing some thinking. Holy moly, this thing's taking forever. I'm not wondering if there's something wrong with the logic board. I am logging into a guest account too, so. This is the first time I've actually turned this computer on, so I have no idea if there's something else wrong. Uh-oh. Did you just turn off on me? Nope. I had a Wi-Fi thing pop up. No, we'll put the thing over here. Yeah. It's kind of herky-jerky a little bit. I don't like that. What is this saying? Your keyboard cannot be identified and will not be usable until it's identified. So this thing's not seeing the keyboard at all. Interesting. I wonder if somebody unplugged it. Because that would make sense if the keyboard and the trackpad are not working at all, like no caps lock or anything. Caps lock is not even lighting up. Yeah, something's fishy here. Oh, the power button works, so it is plugged in. That's not good. Alright. So we will go ahead, take this thing apart and see what's going on. Could be running into a whole other set of issues here. Get our P5 screwdriver. I'm gonna get the screw box, so I can keep all their screws together here. It's strange wearing a earpiece or a microphone. It's kind of weird. I gotta be careful when I'm sitting down that I don't sit on the transmitter and break it. Plug my USB mouse dongle. I have these little tray boxes, little organizer boxes that I use to keep all the screws organized. I don't have time to be sorting out screws. Better just toss them in a little square with where they go. Save a lot of time putting these things back together. Missing a screw. Alright, we'll get to experience this together and see what's inside. Yikes. Oh, this thing is dirty and disgusting. Oh, I'm gloving up. Dang it. Probably should have wore gloves to begin with, but yeah, this thing is filthy. I'm gonna have to brush. It's got like food crumbs all in it and other nastiness. Yeah, I've never opened this before, so I didn't even know what to expect. That's a bit unfortunate. Yeah. All sorts of dust bunnies and everything inside this. Go ahead and wipe this into the trash can. I don't want all that stuff floating all over the bench. There's like crumbs and food crumbs or something all over this. This thing is super dirty. See if we can't get a look at what's going on here. Now the fact that the fact that the keyboard and the trackpad are not working is a bit concerning. For the safety of the customer's data, we'll go ahead and pull their SSD out and put it in the box. Keep it safe. Pull the battery too. So put their SSD in there and we'll just kind of poke around. So that part looks okay. Why? It's plugged in, so why? I guess we'll go ahead and take the board out anyway and just look at and see if there's anything spilled on the other side that would be causing the keyboard and the trackpad not to be working. Because it has been in contact with some type of liquid. I mean, the keyboard's like super sticky, so let's pull the logic board screws out. Should be 5 of those. Well, this is probably a 2013 or 2014 model because, as you can see, the trackpad cable goes underneath the battery. On the 2015 model, the trackpad cable goes over the battery, which makes it a lot easier to replace. Okay. Go ahead and take the fan screws out. These are interesting to take apart because they have a lot of screws you have to remove. Camera cable. Now it'd be interesting to find out if the bottom of this board is liquid damaged. And I only say that because the customer did not authorize logic board repair. So I made the mistake of going on the assumption that since they said the trackpad needed to be replaced, that I'd just replace the trackpad, and then when I got the computer, I noticed that all the keys on the keyboard were super sticky near the return key, so I recommended them to just replace the whole top case, which they checked with the owner, and the owner agreed. Come on. Why are you giving me grief? There we go. I/O board cables not wanting to cooperate. Gently pull up on the speaker connectors. Gently. Alright. Microphone connector. Microphone cable. Undo you. Undo our trackpad keyboard. Yeah, see, I see no corrosion on the keyboard or the trackpad, which is a bit disheartening, because that means there might be something else wrong with this logic board besides the obvious. Wow. Okay. Do we get all the screws out? Relieve this. Yep. All right. Yeah, when in with my naked eye, I don't see anything corroded. So we'll go ahead and pull the camera or the microscope close and see if we can find anything. It's always interesting when the keyboard and the trackpad do not work. But I mean, it's clearly could be because the trackpad's broken. It doesn't work. That the keyboard is also not working. Because even though they plug separately into the board, they still work together. So what do I do here? What I could do is put the board in the chassis, the new or top case. I could put it in the new top case, and then I could hook up a screen to it real quick and see if everything works. That's a strange thing in that top case, the original top case. You cannot see liquid damage on the other side of the keyboard mask. You don't see any liquid damage, but those keys are super sticky, so we'll have to pull the IO board off out of here too, but we won't do that. Won't worry about that right now. What we're gonna do is plug this in to this chassis. Like this. Put a couple screws in it, hold it down. It's a keyboard backlight. Won't worry about that right now. What I'm concerned about is the keyboard and the trackpad working. hoping it's not the logic board, because that could be a real nightmare. Alright, put a couple screws in here. Keep this logic board from flopping out of the case when I'm messing with it. I'll put one there. Put one here. Put the DCN screws in. And we'll just test it and see if the keyboard and the trackpad work. If the keyboard and trackpad work now, then then we'll know that those have seriously malfunctioned, and it's good that we bought a new top case to just replace it. Alright. Get their SSD. And I don't know if I have it up here, but I have a Retina display for this that I can take out, or that I can plug in and see if things work. Kind of half put it back together. See if I can find that other the other Retina screen. Excuse me, Mr. iMac. Does this work? Works. Oh, we got a Retina screen here. Alright. So I got a Retina display here. And we'll just kind of... This is going to be kind of a pain. Well, not really. I can just do this. Just kind of... Stick the cable in there. The LCD cable. And we'll just kind of hold it together. What if the battery works? Let's plug it in and try it. Oh, got a fan spin. We're not going to have any noise though, no speakers. Okay, so we know that works. We're going to cover up the customer's data. I don't want their name being out all over the place. We're just going to power it on real quick anyway and see if the keyboard and the trackpad work at all. Fan spinning. This is just a quick way to rule out a logic board issue. Because like I said, I've had maybe one of these machines before have a non-working keyboard and trackpad and ended up being the logic board. I don't remember if I fixed it or not. Oh yeah, see. We've got a working trackpad already. Well, we're in the guest account, so it doesn't matter. I can move that. But as you can see, I don't know if you can see that or not, but you can see the mouse moving around. much battery we got? Show percentage. 0. How many cycles we got? Just curious, so... Oops. Want to do that. About this Mac. $298 cycles, so that's pretty good. Not bad for 2014. Alright, now here comes the good test. The big test is to test the keyboard. I'm going to stand up so I can see what I'm doing. But we're going to go ahead and type on the keyboard. Go into Notepad and type notes. Our caps lock turns on, so that's a good sign. So yeah, this definitely leads me to believe that the keyboard and the trackpad on the original top case is just shot, like liquid damaged, and both of them are just dead. So this will be a screen and logic board transplant. Come on. Notes. Continue. Sorry, I must have hit X. Cancel. We don't need to turn all that on. We'll do a new note. Yeah. So we got all our keys. Sorry, I don't mean to block the camera. But as you can see, typing, everything works. Okay. That's good enough. That's all I needed to know. So yeah, our trackpad and keyboard are working. So we'll go ahead and shut her down and continue with the transplant. Leave files and shut down. Wait for our fan to turn off here. Alright, fan's turned off. So yeah, that's good. That makes me happy to know that it's just the keyboard and the trackpad that are not working anymore. Alright, so... Alright, we'll go ahead and continue with the transplant then. I'll put my test screen back. Alright. Good. Good. No bad news. No bad news tonight. Okay. So technically, I think I can probably leave the logic board in, sitting in, unplug the battery. So now pretty much just have to transplant the speakers, the two speakers, the I/O board here, and the screen, and that's it. I can call this repair done. So we'll put you to the side for now, and we'll take out our I/O. Take our little rubber things off our screen screws. Okay. Keep those. Undo the Wi-Fi antennas. And we'll take all that stuff. Obviously. So we'll leave all that stuff attached to there. Let's see. Is that a T8 as well? Yep. Alright. So you should be ready to come out minus the speaker wire or speaker cable being in the way. You ready to come out? Oh, that's right, because I might as well loosen these two screen screws too. So this antenna's getting in the way of getting that up. Come here. Come on, screen screw. Nuts. Dropped it on the floor. Wouldn't be a good video if I didn't drop something on the floor. Yeah. Okay. Where were we? All right. Back to ripping the I/O board out. This is kind of dirty too. Go ahead and wipe off. SD card slot's got some stuff. This owner must have never used USB devices. Alright, now take our speakers out. Alright, here's one. The other out. I'm wondering if the battery is still good in this top case. We might test it somehow and see if it's still good. If so, we might remove it and keep it as a test. Even though the keyboard and the trackpad are not really usable. And there's our left speaker. And now we just need the screen. So we'll go ahead and pop the rest of the screen screws out. Oh, I forgot we got to take our little friends, our little little guards here, on the sides of the clutch clutch cover. Our little aluminum guys. There we go. Now the screen should come off. Nope, that easy. There's our perfectly good LCD panel. So we'll go ahead and kick this to the curb here. Set our LCD to the side. Grab our new top case. Gunk on the DCN. Alright. Okay, so we'll just have to loosen the fan because it looks like this I/O board needs to slide underneath the fan. So rather than taking the whole board out, we'll just lift the fan up out of the way for a second. Or maybe not. Oh, that's right. I forgot this fan goes under the heat pipe. So we'll have to loosen up the logic board after all. That's okay. Not a big deal. Oops. Come on. All right. Now, forgot to put my big screw in here. All right. We're gonna take the keyboard keyboard cable out again and the trackpad. It's gonna lift up on the board and put this screw in really quick. Need some magnetism there. The screw's not wanting to stay. There we go. That's better. Oops. Except, no, our cables went under our board. Come back out here, you two. Go. We need you. Plug in our microphone. Alright, so we got that. Got a little silver screw in here. Wait a minute. Yep, I can still put... Pretty sure I can still put the screen on even though the logic board's in. Frigging dust bunnies. Think I got everything now. Alright. Speakers now. Nope. It doesn't go there. Oops. Always forget which speaker or which screw goes into which hole in these speakers. You go there. You go there. How long have I been doing this? 40 minutes, yeah. I'm not exactly moving as fast as I probably could. But that's alright. I want it to go together right. And I needed time to troubleshoot. Alright, speakers are in. Run our cable down here where it's supposed to go. Tuck in all nice and neat over here next to the board. Plug her in. We gotta put our other I/O board screw in here. Where's our fan screws? That's what I'm saying. If you've got this little organizer, it's easy to know what screws go where. Don't have to think about it. I know some people have it memorized, but not this guy. Alright. Some logic board screws now. And once we get our logic board screws in and this I/O flex cover on, we'll put our LCD on. Plug our LCD in, and that should be our final operation before we can turn it on and once again and make sure it's working. I mean, I'll obviously go through and check everything. I'll type on every single key at least 5 times. I'll check make sure the camera's working, make sure both speakers are working, make sure the Wi-Fi is working. And we'll go through everything before we kick it back to the customer. This video was more for entertainment for me, and I wanted to try my new microphone out. This wasn't necessarily a tutorial or a how-to, if you will. This can be a somewhat laborious repair if you haven't done it a lot. There's our little flex, or I/O flex bracket. Okay, now screen time. Got all of our screws in. Plug in our backlight. Hard to plug in the backlight with gloves on. This connector's so small. Hard to see. There we go. Alright. Definitely give her a good wipe down too. Screen. Put our little holder guys back on here. close these drawers before I hit my elbow on them. Alright, there's that guy. Now we're going to put a couple of screws in here. Get the screen lined up. We're just going to put them in loosely here. Obviously not going to do anything fancy with lining up the screen. All I do is I'll just close it like this. I got to take my gloves off for this part. Like to make sure that all the creases are... Well, I could probably do it without the gloves off. Make sure the screen's lined up. Everything's not sticking out. It looks pretty good. So we'll just hold it down here and just lightly tighten these screws down a little bit more. Just ever so lightly. Check it again. These things do have a tendency to move. That looks good. So, I don't know if I can show you or not, but you can see along the edge there that it's lined, the screen is lined up. Yep, that screen is lined up. Got no overlap or overhang. Nothing I hate worse than getting a computer with the screen that's put on crooked. That just shows me that you don't care. And also these screws do not need a lot of torque on them. They just need a snugging. So they're going into aluminum and they will break. Trust me, I've had to repair them. I've had to drill screws out of hinges. Not fun. Let's get our... Let's gently tighten down on these guys. So they're not walking away. That's that. Last screen screw. Yep, just give them a little snug. They got Loctite on them, so they're not going to back out. Put our screen in here. Put our little rubber doodad back on. Just like that. Alright, did we forget anything? Alright, we're doing good here. Put our antenna, move our antenna, or I mean our camera cable, excuse me. Get our Wi-Fi antennas plugged back in. Those things can be a bear to plug back into. I've done it so many times that I know what it feels like for them to snap in. Make sure that's nice and flat. Camera flex. Alright, make sure that's nice and flat. Alright. Now we got our little hinge screw cover things. Sometimes these things don't want to stay on. Alright, so there's that. Now, see, all we're left with now is the bottom case screws. I'm going to go ahead and be a good little technician to wipe this bottom off because it's disgusting. Some alcohol wipes. I can't. In all good conscience, I cannot put this back onto this computer after I've just spent all this time replacing the top case with something that's nice, with something that looks like that. It's got like food particles and all sorts of disgusting stuff in it. Ugh. Gross. Plus it'll keep everything from getting dusty. I'll probably think I'm going to clean that fan out too. These wipes do a fantastic job of getting grime and nastiness out. See, look at that. Look how nice and clean that is now. Nice and clean. Clean bottom. Yeah. Now I don't feel bad about putting them back on. I do have some some compressed gas here. We'll blow out some dust off here. Pardon the noise. There we go. Got a lot of dirt and dust particles on the solder mat here, so we'll go ahead and give that a wipe. Nice and clean now. Plug our battery in. Our fan's all nice and dust free. Alright. The bottom should be nice and dry now. We'll go ahead and put that back on. Reset our workspace. So about an hour, I guess, isn't too bad to replace a top case. I mean, keep in mind shooting video and talking and everything else. So if I was just cruising along, I probably could do it a little quicker. These type of things I don't like to hurry, because then that's how you forget something or you break something. All right. Oh, blurry. Come on. Focus. Focus there. Come on. No, you're not going to focus. You're going to be mean. Must have done something made you mad. Alright, and with this last screw that I put in here, this repair is done. We'll go ahead and fire it back up again with the battery. Charging. Oops. Screws on here from another repair. You know what? We're going to wipe their screen off too. The screen's pretty gross. It's not a touch screen. Get a screen wipe. They got a gouge right there in their screen. Got some pretty bad stain gate going on too, but once the actual LCD's on, it's not a big deal. Can't really see the anti-glare coating coming off. I think my screen wipes are drying out, so it looks a little better. Looks about as nice as it can look. Alright. Now I'm going to ruin it by putting a sticky note back on it. I'll probably leave it plugged in to let it charge overnight. Probably nothing worse than getting your computer repaired to get it back to have a 0% charge on your battery. If you can see, there's an Apple logo back there. Looks like we're working. Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and charge up the battery and go through the keys and make sure all the keys work, make sure the camera works and everything, so I won't bore you with all that. Pretty sure if you're a MacBook owner, you know how to use your camera and test to make sure it's working and everything. Um, but anyway, yeah, that was just a simple video showing you how to replace the top case on a 2013, 14, or a 15, 13-inch MacBook Pro Retina. Yeah, you can see the camera works. So that's good. Anyway, yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and end this video. And hopefully you found that entertaining. Probably not as educational because I didn't tell you all the screw sizes and what screwdriver size I would use, like T8, T5. But if there's more need for those videos, if people want to see those, maybe I'll do a video like that. I just wanted to do this one more as educational. I mean, not educational, entertainment. So you can watch me replace the top case on a 13-inch MacBook Pro Retina and just see what it all entails. So anyway, yeah, if you found this entertaining or anything in any way, give it a thumbs up and like and subscribe to my channel. Have a good evening. Thanks.